My name is Gautham Viswaroopan. I'm the International Advisor for Students for the Exploration and Development of Space, or SEDS, and I'm here to explain to you GravityGames 2.0. To begin, I'd like to give you a quick background. As mentioned, my name is Gautham, and I'm currently a structural systems intern at the Aerospace Corporation. I'm a recent graduate from the University of Colorado Boulder with my master's in aerospace engineering focused on structural materials and my undergraduate degree in mechanical. I'm planning on getting my PhD as well from another university, but due to COVID, a lot of plans have changed, as a lot of you have experienced. And I would also like to hit you all with is my technical background. As a recent graduate, you can see it's divided to the left and right. On the left, I have this much experience with working with launch vehicles, including ULA and SpaceX, affiliated with the Air Force and Space Force through an X-Force fellowship in the 45th Space Sector. On the right side, I've had the opportunity to work with 3 spacecraft, all working with the Worldview Magnetic Model, affiliated with the Laboratory for Atmospheric and Space Physics at the University of Colorado Boulder. I've also had other research with NASA Ames Research Center and DigitalGlobe, which is currently MaxR. The reason why I wanted to bring all of these names into account for you is to show you that in order for the next generation to be employed or working in the space industry, where are the opportunities to build such a network? What is available for the next generation? And what sources do we have? Student organizations is the opportunity to learn and apply our coursework outside in real-life applications or events. And the best way that opportunities present to all through students' organizations, what worked for me was Students for the Exploration and Development of Space. SEDS may be new to quite a few of you, but a long story short is, it is the largest student-led STEM organization worldwide. It's the sister organization to Space Generation Advisory Council, or SGAC, and the same founders also founded International Space University. SEDS was founded in the 1980s, or actually in 1980. SEDS is here to empower young people to participate and make an impact in space exploration. No matter the background, no matter what you are, whether it be a freshman in arts and sciences all the way to a postdoctoral student in integrated physiology, this floor and platform is open to all. And we're here to allow students to help bring their enthusiasm for space for either present and future in applications to industry, academia, government, and education. SEDS currently sits with over 111 chapters at the moment just in the United States, over 3,000 members just in the United States. As you can see, there's quite a bit of diversity. But the reason why this was here to present for the International Astronautical Congress is also its role globally. After becoming chapter chair in 2015 at the University of Colorado Boulder, I had the opportunity to step up all the way to chair of the Council of Chapters for USA, then international chair, and currently international advisor. In 2017, when I came to chair of the Council of Chapters, I took the effort to go and reach out to our international relations. At that time in 2017, there were only 7 chapters that you can see here at the moment. But what's going to blow your mind now is the amount of activity and growth that happened the last 2 years. For all of us space enthusiasts with diverse backgrounds, we took the effort to network with each other and try to see how much more we could reach. At the moment, you can see how many countries there are. There are 35 countries right in front of you, and this is where we stand together as SEDS Earth. SEDS Earth isn't a nonprofit organization as SEDS USA or SEDS any of these countries are, but it's like more or less a United Nations following the similar formatting of SGAC, without there actually being a board. As this influence comes from UNUSA, you can see all of these countries here. We are represented in 6 of the 7 continents, the 7th one being Antarctica. And for a better visual, here you are to see what it looks like in front of you, where the activity of SEDS is worldwide. It's not necessary that every country follows the same procedure of how SEDS operates. For example, the US is very project-oriented. SEDS Japan was very focused on having mentors and advisors coming and giving talks. But over time, all these countries change, and we all are here to influence and motivate each other to helping bring space to those without. So with international growth, development, and change, SEDS currently sits as the following. We have our mentorship with SGAC's National Points of Contact, and what we're trying to do here is get more mentors around the world to bring space to those without. What we do here with these National Points of Contact from SGAC is influencing our students to say, hey, we believe that you see that you're in a country that might not have as much opportunity, but let's see how much we can guide you and influence you to show you that opportunity can be brought. Why wait for someone else to do the work when we ourselves could just take that step forward? From all of this being said, SEDS Earth has already hit the point where we had our first international SEDS conference, known as Space Vision, where 4 countries, as you can see 5 are listed, but Puerto Rico is a territory of the US, we can state that 5 countries here got to attend our first ever international student-led STEM conference. Right now, what's going to be happening upcoming this October actually is going to be our first ever World Space Week that's student-led with speakers from all of these countries. So yes, when I say there's international growth, development, and change, we're definitely growing. Where my specialty comes into play with my interest in structures and materials as well as additive manufacturing, I wanted to take the effort and see, is there a way that we can put all of our differences aside and try to work together to show that the next generation, in order for space's future to grow, rather than competing as countries, we have to work together as a species. And from that, I was influenced through an existing project known as GravityGames. GravityGames was founded by Ms. MJ Margraf, and as you can see in front of you, this image shows the Starcatcher. She partnered with Made in Space with their additive manufacturing facility, AMF, located aboard the heart of the ISS. The design of this game right here, which I will now highlight to you in a mustard yellow, is the Starcatcher. What you see here is just an additively manufactured ball, or additively manufactured cage with a ball inside. What you would comprehend here is that with gravity, if you were to just tilt it, that star would come out. But what we're not used to is what happens in the world of micro-G. NASA astronaut Peggy Whitson here, that I'm highlighting right now, had the opportunity to go play with the Starcatcher to show what can we do to think with a mindset of additively manufactured and micro-G. And what she was able to develop is, by rotating the Starcatcher in circles, we developed a momentum vector for her to be able to get the star out. With all of this being said, I decided to take this beautiful idea, with full credit to Ms. MJ Margraf, as well as Mr. Kevin DiMarzio, the VP of Business Development at Made in Space, to see if we could come to GravityGames 2.0. This will be our first ever SEDS Earth competition, or the Mars Challenge, using the latest zero-G 3D printing technology aboard the ISS. A lot of countries were interested, and our launch date to begin this competition was supposed to be October this year. But unfortunately, due to COVID circumstances, we're not necessarily sure that we're going to stick up to that timeline, but we will do our very best. To go into depth with GravityGames 2.0, it's to work together on getting students to think outside of the box. We might be a STEM organization, but where the next generation of even education is going is now STEAM. A is for arts. And arts comes into play here with innovating and thinking outside of the box. Students together have to additively manufacture either an optimal tool, utensil, spare part, or other object, allowing a Mars explorer given an optimal Swiss Army knife. This is to solve an issue of an extensive supply chain in dire circumstances, if a human life could be at risk. Made in Space and SEDS believes that using the AMF aboard the ISS will be a good motivation to get these students to think outside of the box and try to solve this issue and face it head on. In terms of this competition right now, in order for any university to qualify, they must be a SEDS chapter, but anyone can become SEDS as long as you ask. There are no fees. Every university must partner with a high school to increase that STEM education, and what they will be submitting is an additive manufacturing file, or a .stl, which in this case is G code for 3D printing. Judges, alongside myself and multiple others internationally, will then select the most optimal design, and that design will then be, through a contract, an NDA with Made in Space, will be manufactured and kept aboard the International Space Station. At this point, given that we can't really work together as countries, but we want to send that message that we're working together as a species, this is the foundations to prove that GravityGames 2.0 works. International communication is there, and we're here to have competition with sportsmanship. But this is just the beginning. GravityGames might sound advanced, but as the foundation, I would like to leave it with you guys to think about the idea of GravityGames 3.0 and how to bring opportunity in space with those without. I would like to end this by saying ad astra per astra, to the stars through hardships. And I would like to thank you all for your time. Whether you have further questions about GravityGames 2.0, are interested in mentoring, advising, or just wanted to get involved and make your own chapter with SEDS, feel free to reach out to me at that email provided. Thank you all again for your time. My name is Gautham Viswaroopan, and ad astra per astra. Bye-bye.